Welcome back to Forum 40. I'm now here with Barry Keefe, the men's group facilitator at Gilda's Club. Hi, Barry. Thanks so much for joining us.
Hi.
And we said it a couple times throughout the show, but the reason I really wanted to do this show was because a lot of people think of Gilda's Club as a woman-only place to go, and many people think it's just for women with breast cancer. So we really wanted to eliminate that myth and let everybody know it is open to everyone. And you are the men's group facilitator. Tell us all about that and the programs that you do there at Gilda's.
Well, we have right now 2 men's groups. Each of them meets once a month. One of them meets at the clubhouse in Linwood, and that's a group that meets around dinner, and that dinner is provided through the support of Holy Redeemer, which is really kind of a neat connection with another agency. And we share dinner, and we talk a little bit, and then we go where the group wants to go.
So you get men to come out and eat. So that right there makes it easier,
we
right?
think that, yes, we think that men find it a little easier to talk over food.
Okay.
Okay. And the other group also involves food, but it's a breakfast. And it's at the living room out in English Creek at the Atlantic Cancer Care Institute. And we meet there on a Thursday morning each month. And we begin with a light breakfast and over coffee, which we continue to have throughout the 2 hours. Each group lasts for 2 hours. We talk about where the men want to go in their journey with cancer.
Do you find that men approach this a little bit differently than women approach it as far as talking and sharing?
Well, I think it's easy to stereotype, but my sense has been, and it's been borne out at Gilda's, that women are a little more comfortable in sharing their feelings, and men are more comfortable talking about what they do or what they've done. So the way that might get played out in our groups is that instead of asking about the holidays, for example, we just dealt with the holidays in each of our groups. Instead of asking, how did you feel over the holidays? We'll say, what did you do over the holidays? And in kind of going around and talking about what they did, it might come out that, you know, this is the first holiday season that they've been without their spouse, or this is the first holiday season that their life has changed radically because they're dealing with their own cancer. And so I think what men do is a little easier to talk about than how they feel, but we get to the feelings.
And in doing that, they get to their feelings, right? But you're just a little more roundabout.
Yeah.
And how do the men respond? Are they all different age groups, first of all, I want to ask you?
They are, yes. I think it's ranged from men in their 20s to men well over 60. And I think the reality is with the group out in the English Creek Cancer Institute, the men who come there are very often actively involved in their own treatment. So no matter what the age is, they're really interested, if they're beginning their treatment, to hear from other guys who are out there who've been involved in treatment for a while, because there are certain commonalities in the course of treatment, like radiation and like chemotherapy, both of which are offered out there. So the ones who've been down the road are able to share their experience with the ones who are scared and who are beginning.
Like, how did you handle it? Were you able to go to work? So forth.
Yeah,
you know, so you share that.
Right. If I were to generalize about the group at the clubhouse, it's often involved guys who have lost somebody or are in support of somebody who's dealing with cancer, a spouse, a loved one, a child. And there we talk about, you know, what it's like to be a caregiver, and some of the caregiver experiences that some of the guys have had are very helpful to, I think, to the ones who are beginning that journey as well.
That is so helpful, and both groups are open to both the patient and those who are supporting someone with cancer.
Yeah, and that's a little bit different than some of the other groups at Gilda's Club, where, you know, they tend to focus either on somebody in the wellness group who's dealing with their own cancer, or if they've lost somebody, you know, widows or widowers or parents who've lost a child. But here it might be either somebody who's a caregiver or somebody who's dealing with their own cancer fight.
Do you have other programs or activity for men there at Gilda's Club?
I'm not thinking of anything specifically geared for men. There is I guess you could say that there's a prostate cancer group that meets at Gilda's Club. that does deal with men who are dealing with that particular kind of cancer. But men are welcome to participate in all of the activities at Gilda's Club. There's not a specific women's group there because, as we've already suggested, women are more comfortable and more likely to attend at Gilda's Club. And there frankly are more women who come than men. But the men are free to participate not just in all the groups that I mentioned, but in the lectures, in some of the physical activities that go on there, like the Tuesday morning walk, or the Zumba, or is it Zumba?
Zumba.
Zumba.
It's okay, Zumba.
Okay,
Zumba.
I haven't done that myself yet.
Use either one.
Or
Yes.
yoga,
Yes.
or certainly the evening lectures that
You really
happen
do
there.
have a lot going on there, and
There's
it's
a-
really nice for someone who might not really feel comfortable right away with a support group. They could come to a lecture or do something else just to sort of get their foot in the door.
To illustrate that, the men's groups are the only ones where it's not required that you go to a new member meeting before you come to a group, because we really want to be welcoming to the guys. And the expectation is, with a new member meeting, that you go and you learn about all the resources and all the programs of Gilda's Club. But especially out in the living room on the Thursday morning groups, guys might walk in from radiation. They might have a break and they might come in for 15 or 20 minutes. And we welcome them to come into the
Right,
group,
'cause they're right
see
there.
what's going on there, and we'll
Sure.
change direction when they come in, because we really want to go out of our way to encourage guys to come.
Do you find still that when you tell people what you do, they say, "Oh, I thought that was for women"?
They do. Oh, yeah. They say that, and I do my best to say, well, it's not just for women. Come
Yes.
as you are.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Gilda may have been a woman, but she loved everyone, and she made everyone laugh. So it's really nice that she's, this is in her name and welcoming to everyone. Now, how did you get involved personally?
Well, when I retired from full-time employment back in 2005, I was looking for volunteer activities for a way to kind of give back. And we were sitting on the beach one day in Sea Isle with friends of ours, and the woman friend said that she had been paddling on the dragon boat at Gilda's Club as a way for her to address the recovery that she was engaged in with from breast cancer. And we'd never heard of it, the dragon boat, but she invited my wife to come and sit in the dragon boat with her, paddle and support her. And so Eleanor did that, and Eleanor then invited me. And I did find that I was the only guy at that time who was in the dragon boat. But since then, we've had guys on the dragon boat, and I've been part of that dragon boat experience for, I guess, about 4 years now. And not only has it been the great exercise of paddling, but it's also an example of the terrific sense of community and support that can be experienced at the club.
And that's what brought you there.
Yes.
And it is a wonderful organization. So, and you're doing wonderful work, and we really are glad that you're here to let men know that they are welcome and there is a place for them there as well. And we want to thank you, and we want to thank all of our guests. There you have it, 4 different perspectives on Gilda's Club South Jersey. There isn't a single person who hasn't been touched by cancer. National statistics show that 1 out of every 2 men and 1 out of every 3 women will have a cancer diagnosis in their lifetime. So it seems that we all know someone who could benefit from being with others in the same situation. We're so lucky to have a place right here in our own backyard where we can go for knowledge, support, and hope. And that place is Gilda's Club South Jersey. Thanks so much for joining us, and thanks to all of our guests. I'd like to ask them to come on up.